Mhm. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to our Thursday night call. It is Thursday, July 2nd, and thanks so much for joining us on the weekend before the 4th of July. The first thing I'd like to say is, of course, we always like to say a disclaimer that none of the statements that we're making in LifeWave here have been evaluated by the FDA. They are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. And furthermore, none of these statements should be construed as dispensing medical advice, making claims regarding the cure of diseases, nor can these products prevent or cure any disease state. You should consult a licensed healthcare professional before starting any health protocol or any health device, such as LifeWave, especially if you are pregnant or have any pre-existing injuries or medical conditions. These products are in no way a substitute for medical care. And so I just wanted to state that ahead of time so that everybody knows that what is going on here with this. And so I'd like to welcome to the call, everyone to the call. We're going to start with a few testimonials from people that are using the X39 patch. And the first person I'd like to bring up, of course, is Ann Peach. So Ann, if you can unmute yourself, or maybe there we go. Wait a second.
I'm unmuted.
You are. Welcome, Ann, to the call. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so very much, and thank you for the invite. I am one of those people that was happy in another business and broke my arm, and a friend, not knowing I broke my arm, shared the patches with me. Well, my pain was going up because I had gotten off of the hydrocodone, and so I started taking it. I broke my humerus bone. It wasn't very humorous, and within 14 hours, my pain went from an 8+ down to a 4. And after 4 days, I decided this is too good. I was feeling too full of energy and doing things. I had to share this. And so I shared it with my girlfriend, Kathy. And it is fun to build a community and to get reacquainted with Savvy and so many others and get to know Peter. And now I am doing the business every day and talking to somebody, and it's fun to connect. And I was just thinking today, I was kind of in a shell for the last few years, and this has really brought me back out to who I am. And I have gone through a healing crisis. I had pneumonia many times as a child and got on antibiotics, and I've had 2 head injuries that I have shoved down and did a disclaimer of not accepting that I had head injuries. So I have gone through some headaches, some aches, and so I've been able to communicate with people and get the help to get through those healing crises. And so if you have somebody that has something that's not normal, make sure and talk to somebody and find out whether it is actually normal and it's just the body healing. So thank you so very much for having me on tonight.
Thank you. That's awesome. I like what you said a little bit about how you know, when you go into a healing thing, or I had one of my kids ended up having a severe, I mean, it was like a co-arc. It was some heart thing that happened randomly, ruptured his spleen and all these things. And what happens is when they have to go into healing, they lose all their friends, right? Because your friends don't hang out with you anymore because you can't do what you used to do. And so I was thinking about that just when you were saying that, you know, if you're a big skier and all of a sudden you can't ski anymore because, you know, you've had knee injuries and the doctor's like, no more, you lose that group of friends. So you do go back into your shell, which is exactly what, I don't know if it's exactly what you happened with you, but that does happen with people, and people don't really understand that whole piece that you kind of, you know, go you more introverted, of course. So welcome back, right? We love that, and it's all good. And thank you so much for sharing. So
and how long have you been on the patches again? How long have you been on the patches?
1 month and 3 days.
Oh my God.
1 month and 3 weeks. 1 month,
1 month and 3 weeks.
1
month and 3 weeks. Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
How awesome is that?
Yes.
Wow.
I had a question too. You're wearing 2 patches. What's the difference? You know, because I've just been wearing 1.
I've phoned a health practitioner here in Boise, and part of my healing crisis was in this area where it felt like there were knives going in. And so he suggested that I put 2 on for a few days because this is your lymphatic draining. And when I put the 2 on, within a half an hour, my shoulder pain diminished almost a lot.
Wow.
So
Is that Dr. Schmelling, Ann? Is that
Yes.
Dr. Schmelling?
Yes.
yes,
Boom.
yes.
Boom. So thank you, Ann. And we will look forward for many more updates from you very soon. All right.
Peter, do you want to introduce these next 2 guys? Because I'm just going to say they're young, they're hot, they're dancers, they got great bodies. Go check out the videos in Vegas, you know, and let's find out what's going on with them with the patches.
Well, stop introducing me. Let me introduce you to Patrick and Jackson real quick. So, everyone, I want to introduce Patrick Packing. I had a pleasure of meeting him and his mom just a few weeks ago, and they were very skeptic also, but they were very open-minded. And Patrick is just going to go ahead and share his story of what he saw and who he's been patching and some of the results that he's been seeing personally with himself.
How you guys doing? Peter, so freaking funny. I've been talking to Peter every single day. He's a funny guy. Well, the first time I got introduced to Peter in California, and he asked me one question. He's like, do you know anything about stem cells? So obviously we all ask everyone that, and it just triggers something. It's like either yes or it's either a no. So I know about stem cells because one, Jackson, my friend who's going to speak about, in a little bit, he has done so many rounds of stem cells because, you know, we do a show, Magic Mike Live, with the original cast out here in Vegas, and we're doing 10 shows a week. Right, and if you've ever seen a show, it's full out it's the dance production. Okay, we have aerial act, we have water scene stuff. It's crazy. So doing that consistently throughout the whole year for almost 3 years, and we only had 2 weeks break out of the whole year, it takes a toll on your body. So we're big on recovery. And me and myself, last year, how I found out about stem cells because I injured my leg. I had damaged a nerve. I don't know how to say it right. Perennial nerve. So I had drop foot, right? I had drop foot for a whole month, and I couldn't dorsiflex. And I was trying to find a way to get, because there's no other way just to, aside from resting. So I did infrared light therapy where I laid in a bed, and it was like a tanning bed, but infrared LED light. So I did six sessions of that. So that was set to stimulate more stem cell growth in your body. So when Peter said photobiomodulation is similar to that, and that's the technology on the patch, it clicked. So then I was like, okay, Peter, I have a lot of people I want to try this out on, me and myself including, and so give me a bunch of patches. And I think he gave me a full sleeve, right? Gave me a full sleeve, 30 days. So I patched up everyone. I patched up myself. And especially we patched up our friend's grandpa who has stage 4 prostate cancer. And mind you, he sits around all day because he's in pain, right? He can't move, can't get up. So we've been patching him. And I think on day 5, he's moving around, you know, moving around the house. And I'm not saying his pain went away, and I'm not saying it cured anything, but he's able to move and get up. You know, and just in 5 days, it's kind of crazy. So I left Cali to go straight to Vegas, and I had to meet Jackson. And I was like, Jackson, if it's one person, I want to try this out because I know you're going to tell me the truth, whether it's BS, whether it works or not. You're the #1 guy. So I gave him a bunch of samples, right? But before he gets on, I want to tell you my experience real quick. You know, I'm healthy. I don't have anything wrong, you know, thank God. But what I did notice was a detox in the first couple days. My dreams were a little intense. Day 1, day 2, I was noticing like I was a little more tired. So I would take naps during the day. But once I take a nap and wake up, I'm like through the roof. The energy's like, right? So I'm like feeling a little different. I was like, okay, this might be working. And then within a full week, and I've been on it for about 3 weeks now, I'm up at 7 a.m., right? I'm up at 7, and it's not me crawling to the coffee machine trying to get a cup of coffee to get me going. It's I'm up and I'm like, okay, I'm putting my workout stuff on and I'm running 5 miles a day, every other day. So the energy, I know, it's not a cracked out coffee feeling. It's not Red Bull. It's not pre-workout. It's just a focus. It's like, you know what you need to do. You're going to go do it. And it lasts for some reason all day, right? I'm so wired. I've been working since 7 a.m. I'm with Peter doing webinars. I'm cutting hair. I'm doing meetings and I'm still going. And right, I probably had like 1 meal today, but I'm like still up and running. So that's my experience. Thank you for letting me share.
Thank you, Patrick. And really quick, just before Jackson gets on, Patrick, can you tell our viewers here your grandmother in the Philippines, her story real quick, because she hasn't even got her products.
We can talk business on this one.
Yeah, we can talk.
Oh, okay, great. All right, because I thought we just my grandma's in the Philippines. We just launched this in the Philippines, and she's like our main like branch. She's like the top for the Philippine side, and she has a little bit of power in the sense of influencing people. And she jumped to diamond and immediately, I don't know, sold 6 diamonds, 5 diamonds, and she hasn't even received product, and people haven't even seen it. So my whole left leg is going off, and it's increasing by the day, and I'm just like surprised. I was like, you haven't even got your product, you know.
But the reason why I wanted Patrick to share that is because when somebody believes in something, even before they receive the product, the stem cell activation was so powerful for them to join. And literally, you know, in the Philippines, $1,600 is like $1 million in America. It's a lot of money. But I want everyone on this call to really understand that doesn't matter what the cost is. When people believe the solution and the technology, everyone around the world is investing and will invest into this technology. And we have living proof here. And Patrick, we can't wait to see you on stage, and we know what you're going to do. So get ready, everyone who's coming to a convention. These guys will be doing a show for us. I'm hiring them on my dime. Okay. So, okay. Jackson, he should be on really soon. He said 30 seconds. So look forward to hearing his story really quick. Give me once. There he is. Jackson, are you on? Let's see, where are you? Here you go. Jackson, unmute yourself.
Hello.
What's up, my man? Okay.
Sorry, I was at the gym. That's how good I feel.
Okay. Hey, Jackson, really quick. We wanted to get your testimonial today. We have about 47 people here, which is a part of our community. I just want them to hear your story, how you were introduced to the stem cell, and you have an incredible story of actually taking stem cell shots. So can you share with us how you're feeling, how you got started, and we'd love to hear your story.
Sure. My name's Jackson. So basically, let me tell you about the beginning of stem cell. I've been a performer, a dancer, pretty much 20 years of my life. I've performed around the world with artists, singers, trade shows, fashion shows. I've toured the world with artists more than 15 times. 2 passports, that's how busy I've been. So I put my body through a lot. So then I ended up in Magic Mike Live. We created the show, Magic Mike Live. I've been there for 3 years and became an aerialist while in that show. So meanwhile, being in Vegas, because of the crazy drivers, I got hit from behind at 125 mile an hour. And my car that I had pretty much bent. Pat will tell you, because Pat came and picked me up. So my Range Rover at the time pretty much split in half. That's how hard they hit me. I would have been dead if I was in a normal car. But during that accident, I got 2 herniated discs, protrusion in my spine, and done my knees in the dashboard. during the show, I got dropped on my neck in aerial and I basically compressed my spine. So that made my legs tingly. I couldn't walk for a couple of days. So I was damaged goods. Through the insurance company, that obviously when they do for the cars, through the car situation, I ended up meeting this wonderful lady called Frankie. And it wasn't until a year later, she was like, so did you ever get stem cells? And I was like, no, I didn't. She goes, how are you feeling? I said, well, I'm still sore. And this was a year later. And she said, well, you know what? Why don't you become like a guinea pig? And then as the company I work for, which is a stem cell company, we will do stem cells on you and see what the results will be. I was like, cool, is it free? Yes, all you have to do is tell your story. Great. So I ended up having, in the course of 10 months, both my knees done twice. I had my neck done through my neck for the C4 and C5. I had my herniated disc done in my spine. I had 3 sections in my shoulder because I dislocated my shoulder and tore my bicep tendon. And then also and my hair. So I basically had stem cells on my head. So in all, I've had, I think they told me I've had more than 2 billion cells put into my body. I've also had the Myers cocktail, which is a stem cell IV. So a lot of stuff has been in me. A lot of the stem has been in me. So, so my recovery time, it took a while. I'm not going to lie. The first time I did it, I felt like Batman when I first come out. I was like, oh my God, my knees don't feel like my knees. They don't hurt so much. But then the aftermath of like a week later, it kicked in. And then the second round of times I had stem cell, then it started getting better. But I've always had the odd aches and pains. But since this patch, that Peter introduced it to Pat and then Pat introduced it to me, I've now been riding 10 miles a night on my bike around South Las Vegas, which is hills like this. And then I've also been in the gym pretty much every single day. And then for the first time ever, I was leg pressing 5 plates on each side, which I've never done in my whole entire life. So has the stem cells that I got injection-wise helped? Most likely. But do I feel dramatically like there is a massive boost up my ass? 100%. 100%. So I feel great. And that's why we are so passionate about this, because my story, I don't believe nothing until I see it. That's how I feel. You know, everyone can have their own opinions. That's your opinion. I'm always going to have my own. So when I started feeling this, like I went for a detox period. The first couple of 5 days, I didn't actually like it. I was having crazy nightmares. I was going to the toilet a lot. I didn't feel 100% myself, but my vision, my mindset was clear. It was like a weird feeling. It was like I haven't been my absolute self for a long time. So now, obviously, 3 weeks in, I literally feel like Superman. Like at the gym, I'm getting stronger. I feel more toned. My skin is definitely getting better. And I'm just excited to be part of this team. And I think what all you guys are doing is absolutely brilliant. And I want to say thank you, Peter, to introducing it to Pat, and then Pat introduced to me. I hate you for this because I now have a love for something that I know that we can help people. You know, by the power of people, and the power of the people is very powerful.
Well, Jackson, we are we're very excited to have you both here on the team. And just to let you know, Jackson, I mean, I had a chance to talk to him. He's in the entertainment world. And the first thing he said is, wow, Peter, I love your community. These are normal, regular people that are just sharing their story. And how can I do that? And I just said, just take the product, patch it up, and just share it to the world. So Jackson, Patrick, Ann, thank you for your testimonials today. We're going to hear a lot of updates from you guys. And pay attention to these 2 guys, okay? They're taking over Vegas. So whenever we have a convention in Vegas, we're going to get a show. So Geraldine, can you share with us?
I hope my accent wasn't too bad and everything I articulated was okay.
It is perfect. It was beautiful. Okay.
Lovely.
But when I get to Vegas, just don't make me dance.
Thank you both for everything. I mean, Patrick, I was sitting there thinking about you, and when you said that red light therapy, I think you were on a Novathor, I'm guessing. And those are $140,000 machines, which I have used many times in the past too. And I've done everything and anything. And then, and it was interesting how you were talking about, you know, your mom or your grandma in the Philippines didn't need any, she doesn't even have the thing, but she sold them. Then we go into Jackson, who's like, I don't care what anybody else says. I need to know what's going to work for me, which I think is great too, because that's what you're going to find in the marketplace. You're going to find people who have, you know, both sides of it. They're skeptics or they're not. And so for me personally, I already knew about the company. I was in the company a long time ago, loved the product. Just timing was off. And so when I had contacted Peter on something else and he asked me about this company, I was like, what are you talking about? And he said, stem cells. And I said, okay, now you got me. Because I knew the stem cell piece was a huge piece because I had so many friends who had had stem cell things done. And for the most part, they didn't work and they're super, super expensive. And so what I like about this company is, like Patrick said, like, you know, you just order it and send it out or do whatever you want to do. You can patch a few people or whatever. And so what happens is the patches come in a sleeve like this, which is a 30-day supply. And then a patch looks like this, which we also saw, you know, when Ann was on the call, because, you know, we all got patches all over the place, I swear. So it's always a good way to get people to ask about it. You just peel off the backing, and the most favorite spot's either behind the neck or underneath the belly button. But like you heard from Ann, she had heard from a different doctor or whatever. Maybe she should place them in a couple different places, and that's fine. We just kind of experiment around and see what works best for you. And the simplicity of this product is what is so great. So how does the product work? And what happens is it just, from the heat of your body and everything, it activates these organic crystals in your body. And this patch works for 12 hours. So we just say 12 hours on, 12 hours off. For most people, it's going to be in the daytime, because at night that your body heals, it recovers, it regenerates. That's when it needs to do the healing piece. So for most of us, we're going to put it on in the day. We're going to take it off about this time at night. And it's just so super simple and easy. And so for most of us, you know, our stem cells, we start to lose a lot of our stem cells by the time we're like 35 years old. And then now that I'm almost 60, like, I guess I'm not going to have any stem cells regrowing. So I really need the patches, right? So anyways, we have these great envelopes and different things, and you can just read what's on it. And basically it tells people what to do. And what it does is it activates this GHK Cu copper peptide in the body, which helps activate stem cells. So that is what's going on with it. And for myself, like better sleep, and every day it's something different. Skin is softer, more energy, more clarity. The energy is very level now, where I'm not super, super hyper, and all those kind of things. So for all of you, Peter's just going to tell you, like, if for people on the call, if you want to get started with the patches, if you want to join as a distributor, you're welcome to do that too. That's what I did, because I grew up in network marketing. So I was like, if I like the product, I'm going to sell the product. If I don't like the product that much, I just use a product. So, and that's what happened. And through these few months, oh my gosh, way over, I can't remember how many distributors we have now. It's way over 1,000, right? So 1,100, 1,200 distributor just in 5 months. This thing is growing like crazy. And so thankful and grateful that we have such a wonderful, enlightened, blessed group of people, like all of us, you know, here on this call. So thank you, Peter. And I'm just gonna let you take over.
Thank you so much, Geraldine. And I still remember the first day you called me. We had a nice conversation. And I want everybody just to understand, some way, somehow, if you have been patched, you have been enlightened in a way. So this is the only way the business really works, is just to patch people. And as you're patching, I'm just going to explain really quick. When you put this on for 12 hours, all you're really doing is activating your copper GHK to stimulate your pluripotent stem cells, your baby stem cells. And when you do that, it will tell the baby stem cells where to go after you take it off, and then it will find the issue and just go to the parts that need it. Now, it works so powerful that LifeWave, which is a 15-year-old company, the owner, David Schmidt, is the CEO. He's the creator of these products. He specializes all in frequency patches. He put out 10 years and over $4.5 million, $5 million to research and develop the very first X39 stem cell activation patch. And it's called X39 because it took 39 different trials and errors to get it to this final piece. Now, last month, we received our 20-year patent on just this one product. And the reason why we're so excited about that is it usually takes about 3 to 7 years to get a patent. It took us less than 1 year. And the reason why is we had to prove how fast and how does it stimulate the copper GHK CU. And it's only proven through blood work. So we have studies on the blood work. We have studies on the copper GHK CU. We have studies on how this X39 is literally repairing and regenerating your brain and even your whole vascular system. So how can anybody say no to this? And before I show you just how to get started, I would love to everyone just to take a second and think about all the things that you are taking or the people that you love are taking. What is in their medicine cabinet? Are you taking sleeping pills? Are you taking opioids? Are you taking any drugs, pharmaceutical drugs for any issues that you have? How long have you been taking it, right? Are you taking supplements? Are you drinking energy drinks? What are you doing? What if this one patch right here for less than a cup of coffee, 1 cup of coffee a day, what if it can replace 10 to 20 different cup of coffees a day? What if you don't have to spend all that money anymore because your body is regenerating and repairing itself? And does it sound too good to be true? Yes, it does, because we are living in a new technology time. This is called photobiomodulation, okay? So if you don't like to take anything dermal, if you don't like to swallow pills anymore, and if you just love to experience what Jackson, what Ann, Patrick, and all of us are experiencing as far as stem cell activation, we love to welcome you to LifeWave. So how do you get started with us? There's only 2 ways. Number 1, you can become our customer. At a retail customer, it's $149 plus tax and shipping. We don't want you to pay retail. Just get it at wholesale by clicking on auto ship and get it shipped to you every month for $99. Now, if you love to share this with people, if you're looking for a second stream of income, if you're just looking for a first stream of income, okay, we just want you to pay this at wholesale. You have 5 options, 5 different packages. The higher the packages, the more the company gives you for free to lower the cost even lower than the $99 wholesale price, okay? So if you're interested in anything that you heard today, please talk to the person that invited you here. Just tell them you love to become our customer or you love to partner up with us and learn how to get this at wholesale cost. We do this every single day. This is our passion. As you can see, I don't know any other community every day where you're actually looking younger, feeling younger, and performing younger every single day. I love what we do, and we do this every single day. So we will be off for Friday and Saturday. We will be back on Sunday. So for me to you, enjoy your 4th of July weekend. Have a good time with your friends and family. And I will see everybody back on Sunday afternoon. Geraldine, I'm going to pass it back on to you.
Oh, thank you, Peter. That's awesome. Just in addition, July 10th, which would be next Friday, we're going to have David Schmidt, the CEO and owner of LifeWave, on our call. And we want to make it a very, very spectacular call. It's the next big impending event that we have. And so let's see if each of us can bring 3, 4, 5 people onto this call. We want to have hundreds of people on this call. So that's awesome.
People on this
call. I know,
call.
but I want to do 500 now. Yay. So we can do that. We have a huge enough group to do that. So just want to say thank you all for joining us tonight. Have a happy, healthy, safe 4th of July, and just go and patch on. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Have a great night.
Love you all. Bye-bye now.